Hello everyone, this is The Witness of the Stars by Bullinger. It was written in 1893. This is the first book I ever read about the stars being connected to religions. Today I know that every religion is based on astrotheology, all of it. I went back to this one to take a second look because this is the Christian version. Bullinger was a reverend. This copy came out of Trinity College, but it shows Ophiuchus on it. And it also shows his foot on the scorpion's head, which was actually an eagle. But this was an old depiction. I want to zoom in on this so we can take a better look at just the artwork here, because the stars are everywhere. Over here on the crown, we see the symbol pi, some mathematical symbols just embedded in there. And some of the names of the stars. It's all quite encoded here. This is funny here because this star Saiph, or Saiph, is actually in Orion. I don't know why they have it there. But this came from a clerical library, meaning the priests. Here's the stag and the unicorn with the keys from Trinity College in Toronto. I just wanted to read just a little bit of it to you here. He telleth the number of the stars, and giveth them all their names. It was published by the author, so we don't have a publishing company or an editor involved in this manuscript. Okay, I'm going to skip past a lot of this. I am offering you this book for free. If you would like it, just drop me an email. A lot of you are not taking, and I assure you, you may not want to read them now, but one day in the future, you will. I'm kind of coming to understand who the two witnesses are, and all the illustrated the translations of the names as well in this book. Witness of the Stars. For more than 2,500 years, the world was without a written revelation from God. The question is, did God leave himself without a witness? The question is answered very positively by the written word that he did not. In Romans 19, it is declared that which may be known of God is manifested in them, for God hath showed it unto them. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by these things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. But how was God known? How were his invisible things, i.e., his plans, his purposes, his counsels, known since the creation of the world? We are told by the Holy Spirit in Romans 18, having stated in verse 17, that faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word. The things spoken, saying of God, he asked, but I say, have they not heard? Yes, verily. And we may ask, how have they heard? The answer follows. Their sound went into all the earth, and their words, their teachings, message, instructions, unto the ends of the world. What words? What instruction? Whose message? Whose teaching? There is only one answer. and that is the heavens. This is settled by the fact that the passage is quoted from Psalms 19. The first part is occupied with the revelation of God written in the heavens, and the latter part with the revelation of God written in the Word. Two more witnesses. Two witnesses as in the sun and the moon. This is the simple explanation of the beautiful Psalms. This is why its two subjects are brought together. It has often perplexed many why there should be that abrupt departure in verse 7. The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The fact is, there is nothing abrupt in it, and there is no departure. It is simply the transition to the second of the two great revelations, which are thus placed in juxtaposition. The first is the revelation of the Creator, El, in his works, while in the second is the revelation of covenant Jehovah in his word. And it is noteworthy that while in the first half of the Psalms El is named only once, in the latter half Jehovah is named 7 times, the last being threefold, Jehovah, Rock, and Redeemer, concluding the psalm. Let us then turn to Psalm 19 and note this. The structure of the psalm as a whole. Back up just a little bit. The heavens, in them, the scriptures, in them, the Son, thy servant. This is the Hebrew. For what is meant by structure, see A, Key to the Psalms, by the late Reverend Thoss Boyce, edited by the present author, 7 St. Paul's Churchyard. Price, 5 shillings. In the Key to the Psalms, 17, it is pointed out that the term employed in A and B are astronomical, and in A and B they are literary. Thus the two parts are significantly connected and united. Ewald and others imagine that this psalm is made up of two fragments of separate psalms composed at different periods and brought together by a later editor. But this is disproved, not only by what has been said concerning the structure of the psalm as a whole, and interlacing of the astronomical and literary terms in the two parts, but is also shown by more minute details. Each half consists of two portions which correspond to one to the other, A answering to A and B to B. Moreover, each half, as well as corresponding member, consists of the same number of lines. The first half, being the caesura short, while those in the second half are long, are doubled. 8 lines, 6 lines, 8 lines, 6 lines. If we confine ourselves to the first half of the psalm, which we are now alone concerned, we will see a more minute proof of divine order and perfection. I'm sorry, this just keeps jumping ahead on me. This is what I wanted to do anyway, was just actually read you the psalm. The heavens are telling the glory of God, and the work of his hands is setting forth the firmament. Day after day uttereth speech. Night after night showeth knowledge. There is no speech which is articulate, and there are no words, and without being audible is their voice. It's telling it to me again. Into all the earth is their line gone forth, and into the ends of the world their sayings. For the sun he hath set a tent, and he as a bridegroom is going forth from his canopy rising. He rejoiceth as a mighty one to run his course. From the end of heavens is his going forth, and his revolution unto their ends, and there is nothing hid from his heat. Talking about the sun. Surely there's something more referred to here than a mere wonder excited by the works of the Creator. When we read the whole passage and mark its structure and note the words employed, we are emphatically told that the heavens contain a revelation from God. They prophesy, they show knowledge, they tell of God's glory, and set forth his purpose and counsels. It is a remarkable fact that it is in the book of Job, which is generally allowed to be the oldest book in the Bible, if not in the world, that we have references to this stellar revelation. This would be at least 2,000 years before Christ. In that book, the signs of the zodiac and the names of several stars and constellations are mentioned as being ancient and well known. In Isaiah, lift up your eyes on high, and see who hath created these, that bringeth out their host by number. He calleth them all by name, by the greatness of his might, and for that he is strong in power, not one is lacking. We have the same evidence in Psalm. He telleth the number of the star, and give them all their names. Here is a distinct and divine declaration that the great Creator both numbered as well as named the stars of heaven. The question is, has he revealed any of these names? Have any of them been handed down to us? The answer is yes. And that in the Bible itself we have the names, so ancient that their meaning is a little obscure. Of Ash, a name still connected with the great bear, Cecil and Chima. They occur in Job, which maketh Arcturus the bear, Orion and Pleiades, and the chambers of the south. March, Heb, Ash, Cecil, and Chima. Job 31:32. Canst thou bind the sweet influences of the Pleiades, which are the 7 stars, or loose the bands of Orion? Canst thou bring forth Mazzaroth, which means zodiac, the 12 signs in his season, or canst thou guide Arcturus with his sons, Bear with her train? I've always said that the book itself is a book of astrology, and this will help you break it out. I mean, even Draco is here. It's going to take away a lot of the propaganda and the superstition and the crap that we've been taught, so that when you look at these religious books, you understand that we're talking about celestial. Even the book itself tells you that. Paul says that we war not against flesh and blood, but against powers and principalities in high places. I want to talk about the word principality, and to do that, so you really understand what that means, I want to talk about facts. It's a fact that I'm sitting here right now offering you this book and talking to you. But when I'm finished with it, and later on when I lay down, that fact will no longer be true, that I'm sitting here right now. So facts change. A principality does not. It's a principle. It's a principality. It's a fact. We think it's a fact that if we throw something in the air, it falls down. Gravity, it pulls it back down. But there's a principle behind that fact. The principle is gravity. It's a principle. We call them, I forget the word, but it's a principality. It's a principle. It's a prime thing. So here you are, Witness of the Stars. This is a wonderful book. Let me see if I can just go through the. I get to cooperate here. Don't want to load. I want to give you the index. Well, it's not going to let me. So let me just go back to the beginning and see if it'll load the first page. Witness of the Stars, Bullinger. You guys really should grab these books. I'm offering them to you because I'm compelled to. So hit me with an email as to which ones you want. And there are several. If you want the whole package, I have hundreds, gigabytes worth. You can send me a flash drive, and I will send them all to you in one shot. But the mail will only let me move 25 megabytes at a time. So, but I can give you a few at a time if you can tell me which ones you want. We can do this all this way, and that way you don't need flash drive or any of that.